Hey everybody, welcome to AJS News. This is the first of two videos we got for you today.
But first, a word from us, your sponsors. Guys, check it out, our G Fuel flavor. If you are low in ammunition like us, good news, it's back in stock, baby. Our flavor, AAA. Come on, this is the best G Fuel flavor. The links are down below. You can get % off of our flavor. Thank you so much. It goes directly to supporting the show. We appreciate you. And if you like what we do here, check out our Patreon. Got to push our stuff, push our merch on you. So links are down below. Thank you guys so much. Let's make a 2024 an awesome year. I know it's kind of starting a little slow. I'm going through some hard things behind the scenes with my family, so that's why there's been a little bit of delay on the top list, but they're coming. So the next top list, next two top lists are coming this week. We got the most disappointing, and we got the worst. So I'm really looking forward to seeing your reaction on those. And as you can see here, Joe is on vacation again, but he timed it up good. He will be here for the launch of Skull and Bones. So I think he comes back Wednesday, right?
Yeah, he comes back Wednesday. What day is Skull and Bones?
Oh, wait a minute. You bet. We need to time
I just maybe I'm gone. I don't know.
No, you better. No vacation. Yeah. No. We're good. February 16th. So we're awesome.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's the day.
That's the day.
Weekend. I'm gone.
That's the new Ubisoft.
I'm sick. I'm sick.
Predicting you're sick here. Okay, yeah. So that's basically the updates. See if I can get this G Fuel to stay. And yeah, Alex, what the hell has been going on in gaming news?
A lot of.
Thank you, little Joe. You're holding it.
Lots of horror stuff is coming. I mean, look, Five Nights at Freddy's made filthy, dirty money. It costs very little, and so we're going to talk a lot about people taking horror games because they're out of actual other ideas.
Last year in horror, we actually filmed already with Joe our top 10 worst movies and top 10 best movies. But I think I'll release those last. I think you guys want to see the video games first. So, and in that video, we found horror had a really good year in
also a very bad year in 2023.
Also a very bad year.
Yeah. So we don't know what these are going to get, but David F. Sandberg, the guy who did Annabelle Creation, Shazam, and the other Shazam, is going to take on Until Dawn, the supermassive horror game.
I know you and Joe play the fuck out of those. I only played the first one with y'all, and it's been so long, I don't really remember. It was like the kind of choose your own adventure kind of thing, watching people die when they put their foot on a nail or some bullshit.
I don't consider these video games. It's like you're watching a movie and then it's like the Bandersnatch.
Our flavor's so delicious, Alex.
It's very good. It's not too sweet, and
that's fueled up. I know it's
so
like the
good.
Perfect amount of sweetness.
Oh, it's amazing. But I don't like these games at all. I don't. It's like you sit back and it's like, hey, your unlikable character. Should he look in the closet? Should he not look in the closet? And it's like it doesn't matter to me. There's no weight to anything, and then something dumb happens. I don't care. And then they also made the Quarry game, which I think is one of the worst story games I've ever played.
Oh yeah.
Ever.
That camp one.
Yeah. And then so I don't like these style of games. Hopefully this movie's good. Now, I will tell you this. It is they described it as an R-rated love letter to the horror genre. So the R rating helps.
Yeah, that I think is a marketing speak, because anytime you say love letter, there's like, well, how can I hate it, right? But I remember when the first Superman video came out on the Xbox. Okay, and that guy was he was taking out ads and Game Informer and Pro, I think it was at the time. And he was like, I'm a big Superman comics fan. This is going to throw back to all this stuff. And then it came out and it was garbage. Now, it wasn't as garbage as Superman 64, but it was pretty bad. So just because it's like, well, this is going to be a love letter to the nostalgia and to the this and that. Yeah, to me, I'm with you, Alex, on that, because it's like it's a slasher. I'm not into slashers. You know, I didn't think I'd like Scream. I ended up liking Scream recently, just because they're good films. But can they actually do it at the level of a Scream? You're gonna need some good people behind it. Sandberg Andy Samberg is a good person to put behind it. You know, he started as, I think, as a YouTuber. So that's pretty cool. And recent YouTubers have been having success in horror.
It's true.
The Waka Flocka, you know, those guys.
And that was on Rated R as well.
Talk to Me. Was done by YouTubers. So it could work out, but me personally, Little Joe, I'm not all that into slashers. They don't scare me. Yeah. I like it when they get a little supernatural. Didn't they get supernatural?
All of those games are a little supernatural, so I don't remember. But I mean, the thing that I don't necessarily like that they said love letter, but the fact that it's rated R and they're like, look, we're really we're gambling on ourselves. We don't want to make a bloodless.
Oh, rated R.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You gotta make the kills brutal.
This was a mistake.
I don't know. It could go either way.
Yeah. A new game came out.
We'll do the trailer reaction when that shit comes out.
Oh, for
but
sure.
We know it's coming, so get ready for Until Dawn horror movies and potentially other horror franchise video games turning into movies.
If this one's successful, they've got a lot of other horrible games to pull stories from. You know. So Palworld came out just a couple days ago, and
oh my God, I've been hearing so much about Palworld. I feel like I'm completely missed out. I've been busy.
I played like
not
24
doing video
hours
games over the fucking weekend. It's been stressful, but I wanted to know what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
I hear it's a survival game. I'm not into those. I know you are, and I play them with you because you build the things. But the Pokemon side has me interested. I get Pokemon with guns.
Yeah, there's less guns than you'd think. I mean, because people are like, oh, it's you know, it is more brutal than Pokemon. You can like harvest these things. You can capture human beings and force them to work on your labor camps for no pay. And so you can use whatever word that you want to describe that thing. But it's done very well. So this 9 hours ago, they're saying that it was 24 hours ago, 4 million copies.
Holy shit!
The current estimate's 5 million, and that's not, and it's free on included with Game Pass, and that's how I have it. So I didn't pay for it.
Yeah.
And so that's just actual copies sold. Game Pass is probably even more.
This thing's blowing up so much. Look, this new story 31 minutes ago got posted. Power already has Pokemon mod that lets you send beloved mascot Pikachu to the mines.
Yeah. It's crazy. So it's a game that's a little rough, but it's got a good core, and it definitely looks like it stole a lot of stuff from other games. Look, the Pokemon thing is not something that Nintendo owns.
Let's not throw around.
No, stole straight up, 100%. Like there's audio cues and there's things that show up on the screen when you enter a new thing that's like that is 100% from Breath of the Wild.
Oh wow.
That
could get them in some hot water.
People are saying, like, look, this is a Pokemon thing. It's like, look, Nintendo 1 doesn't own Pokemon 9.
Yeah, no, fuck anybody who's like, no, this game can't exist because I'm a Pokemon purist. Fuck this game. They're ripping off Pokemon. It's like, bro, Game Freak has been fucking it up for years.
Yeah.
And the only reason why this is blowing up like it is and people didn't just like, yeah, that's fun, next game, is because they're getting some of the formula right.
Yeah.
And they're doing things that they're innovating. And Game Freak never fucking innovates. And I'm so sick and tired of it because I'm a grown-ass man, but I still want to play Pokemon. I want to play with Pokemon, but I got tired of the same old shit over and over and over, and so I'm glad somebody else. And when Joe comes back, we're gonna wait for Joe on Palworld, and we'll stream some Palworld. We'll see what it's all about.
Yeah, I mean, I played Pokemon in every single generation that's come out, like starting from the very beginning. I still have my little my Pokemon Red cartridge.
Yeah, me too.
And so it's like
no, I don't know. I don't know if it made the move. It's at my mom's house.
Yeah, I've got mine. It's special to me. So it's like I love Pokemon, and this thing got a lot of things right. Now there's some quality of life things. This is early access. They're going to address a lot of those things. I imagine they're going to change some of the audio cues and things that pop up on the screen because they're going to get in trouble if they keep some of that stuff in there. But this game is doing really well. It had some server issues when it first came out because they didn't expect.
Yeah, smaller development team, huge fucking success, and once you get that ball rolling. Like, I love indie devs, and I love watching, a small passion game of theirs explode. And this has happened for Lethal Company. It's happening for Palworld now, and it's awesome.
Yeah, it's great to see. And the only worry that I actually legitimately have is that they have a reputation of maybe, making their money and not fixing some stuff. But this is so successful. I don't see them. I can just see them going like, we're going to hire a whole ton of people, and we're going to keep
Who is they?
The money train rolling. This is actually made
the studio.
Yeah, the studio.
Okay. Man, meteoric rise to popularity. Look at this shit. That's crazy. Look at how many concurrent players. Wow.
Yeah, it was more than the top of Elden Ring and more than the top of Baldur's Gate 3 on Steam. It was crazy. So the only
Now, I
problem,
do think that this, some of it is fad and it will fade,
Yeah.
you know, over time because, you know, it's not the most. Is this early access?
It's
or
early
is it-
access,
Yeah, this is, it's, you know, but still. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, it's actually it's incredible the level of success they've had, and if they just hire a giant team to keep this ball rolling and polish it up, I mean, they got the money.
Yes,
they got the
please
money.
do that because Game Freak will be like, oh, fuck.
We got to innovate now.
Now we have to do something. When the new kid shows up on the block, it
Yeah.
was like motherfucking Madden versus NFL 2K, you know, and Nintendo better not be like, all right, we're putting them out of business.
I mean,
or they'll buy Palworld and fucking, you know, cut them.
Or just do kind of what Palworld did and to be like, oh, you think that an open world Pokemon game with Stardew Valley, another one of the most popular games on. If you know someone in your life who has Stardew Valley,
cool shit.
yeah, we'll show you, and we will. And you made $100 million. That's cute. I'm gonna make $5 billion when I do the open world Pokemon, and hopefully that's the direction they go.
Yeah.
And I'm worried that they're gonna
Just
be
to kind of show you how this is doing. So you just said the story was 4 million, but you're saying now 5 million?
Yeah.
Cyberpunk 2070 Phantom Phantom Liberty just crossed 5 million just this month.
Yeah.
So it took them a little while to get to 5 million. This one is just about getting to 5 million now. So for a smaller game, that's cool. Developer, publisher, Pocket Pair. They're printing money right now.
Yeah, they did amazing.
I wonder if Nintendo's gonna get real angry and start throwing around some lawyers.
There's two paths they can go. I'm really hoping the one that is pro gamer, where they're like, "Fuck it, we're gonna make our own and we'll make even more money."
Yeah, that's the way they need to go. And honestly, this has been around for a while, so Nintendo could have acted for a while because watching that first Palworld trailer in 2021 was like seeing a picture of Bugs Bunny smoking weed and half ironically thinking it's sick. Actually, playing Palworld is like having to hang out for hours with somebody who's just made Bugs Bunny smoking weed their whole deal. I don't know why I just read this.
Is that the article?
This just made me stupider for having read this. I wish I never read this.
There was
This
is that the
is
4
PC Gamer
4 days ago?
contributor Lincoln Carpenter found that the survival crafting gameplay had some interesting ideas that could use more refinement, but the shock humor shtick ran thin pretty quick. Oh, is this the guy that was like, don't play this game because it is animal abuse?
Yeah, they were talking about animal cruelty and stuff. Look, there is some shock stuff in the game.
What is the shock stuff? Now I'm curious.
So, like, you're poking your pals.
Palworld could be a delight if it wasn't so invested in being awful. Shockingly, animal cruelty does not make for a fulfilling experience.
See, I don't see that. I mean, I play a lot of survival games, and so it's like I mean, I've played Conan where you literally have thralls or slaves, and you know
That's what Pokemon are.
Yeah, I mean, it's you're dog fighting with your little water squirrel.
Yeah,
and so it's like,
you all Michael Vick now.
yeah. So it's like, look, this is never. But you put these guys, and you're like, they're working on your farm, and one of them is like, he develops the trait lazy, and so he doesn't want to work, and so you can put him back in the box.
Oh.
Or
Okay.
you
Or
can
you can-
harvest him for goods. Now you can do the same
It's
thing.
a fucking video game, though. Who fucking cares?
So you do the same thing in every survival game. You see it like in Conan. You see something you can make your pet, right? And you're like, well, I can kill it and get its leather, or I can make it my pet and have it be my pet. And so it's like, once your pet stops behaving, what are you gonna do? You're gonna release it, or are you gonna harvest that leather? And it's not. And like I don't like shock for shock's sake.
Right.
This does not. There's some of it, but it's not overt.
Yeah.
And I imagine they're going to tone it down anyway because it made so much damn money.
Yeah, if it's making a lot of money, and then the fucking concerned trolls will come in. Oh, you're teaching children to beat up their animals, or I don't know what they're gonna say.
Gotta protect the children.
Well, that'll probably be disingenuous arguments from Pokemon crazy fans, because I'm looking at another article here that says it. Palworld developers are now getting death threats from Pokemon diehards. This is so pathetic, man. This fucking shit makes me so angry. Like, these mega fans that it's their whole life to fucking protect a big-ass multi-million-dollar company who doesn't have their best interests in mind and hasn't made an innovative motherfucking Pokemon game in fucking a decade. Oh, my God.
I mean, Pokemon's not immune to the shock value either. Like, you don't forget, within the first 151 Pokemon, there is a blackface sex doll as a Pokemon.
I knew you were going to bring up that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look it up. It's there.
It
and
is
it's
there.
horrifying.
Yeah. But that was not, I don't know if that was not their intention. They're just making stupid fucking Pokemon. I don't know why these Pokemon look the way they do, but look, I was looking at some gameplay. Yeah, I definitely want to check this out.
I played 24 hours already.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you liking it?
I love survival games.
You do.
It's not the
you do.
it's not the
and
deepest.
I'm glad one of us here at the Angry Joe Show does.
Yeah.
So that when I come in, you can already have this
base.
badass base build.
Oh, the base build.
Motherfucking farm. Look at this. This is so cool. This one guy's spraying water everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, flying around.
Certain Pokemon, like you can't just make an electric Pokemon water your farm. You have to go catch a water Pokemon to do it. And some have certain aptitudes. Some help you craft. Some so it's as a game that kind of looks puddle shallow. It's actually not. It's deeper than you think.
And I think that's why it's being successful. And some people are like, "Oh, wow, okay," and then they tell their friend about it, and then their friend downloads it, and then
it's a long way to go. I'm not trying to say it's a complete and polished game.
It is early access.
But it's, there's a lot of potential there, and I wish them...
Now, early access, Baldur's Gate was early access, but I don't want to start saying that because, to tell you the truth, there's like 2% of early access games end up as good as Baldur's Gate.
Well, it also depends on how long you're in early access for.
And that also factors in as well because
you took my
Baldur's
money?
Gate was in early access for...
almost 3 years.
Fucking ridiculous amount. And I don't believe that's how early access should be used, but whatever.
Yeah.
That's a whole other discussion. Anyway, so Palworld. Wow. Cool.
Yeah.
Just make sure that you have legally distinct sound effects and screens and Pokemons. And I have already seen some images. Well, look at this. The bunny ear on this is sitting. I'm like, shut the fuck up. You can have... It's legally distinct enough looking.
You look at some of the modern Pokemon, it's like, hey, this is something from Final Fantasy that has existed way longer than Pokemon has. Oh, hey, this is from the Mana series that has existed way longer than, and this is from this series and this series. It's like, look, Pokemon borrows from other people too.
Yeah, don't think that
it.
Pokemon fucking innovates. Well, I mean, they do innovate, but they also borrow design.
They've also borrowed from Avatar: The Last Airbender. So.
But I just the animal abuse thing. Get over yourself. I mean,
Grow
where were you when Pokemon was doing their shit? I mean, that's essentially an animal abuse simulator. But
all right, let's talk about the Supreme Court. Epic versus Apple.
I thought you were going to do a different case. That's going to give me a headache this year. Okay.
Oh, no. The Supreme Court rejects Epic versus Apple appeals. So Epic took down Google earlier, and now Google is going to have to start offering, allowing people to use different payments within the apps on Android.
Okay.
This is mostly rejected via the Supreme Court. Now, the one thing that did go through, I don't want to spend a lot, we talk about this all the time, but there's 1 of 10 counts raised during the case says that it's going to prevent Apple from stopping people to do their own payments.
Okay.
The problem is, in this next story, is Apple now allows direct payment links but charges 27% commission, which if you do it on theirs, that's 30%. So you do get to save 3%, but it's just as shady and shitty. And so if you don't know what this is, Apple makes billions of dollars, and I do mean billions with a B, producing nothing. What you do is you put your app on their platform and you want to sell microtransactions to people who are playing your video game while they're shitting. And while they are pooping, they want to buy more crystals, and then Apple gets 30%.
That's a lot.
And so they make more money on video games.
And they didn't do nada.
They don't do anything. They make more money than EA on video games. They make more money. I think it's still the Nintendo.
Oh, yeah.
They make dirty money doing this, especially because it's video game stuff while pooping. And
Monopoly.
And it's crazy. And so this is not the end for this case. It is in the United States, but the UK is already looking at it. The Australia is looking at it. A lot of places are looking at it saying, look, you cannot tell people that the only way they can purchase things on your phone is via this system. So we're hopefully these other countries will cause like the whole cascade where they'll have to change.
But not in the United States.
But not in the United States.
Hey, everybody knew that. The money is too powerful over here, So okay. I guess maybe if things can happen in other countries, they can re-review this case, but I don't know. It's like it's difficult when you have these mega giants, slapping each other. The answer is obvious to us from the outside.
Yeah.
But when you get in the courtroom and you've got all these high-powered lawyers and millions of dollars at stake and all the subterfuge and all that shit,
Lobbying,
it gets really bad. So, So yeah, that's the result, and it was already handed out.
It was handed out, yeah. So they lost at 9 out of 10 counts, and then so Apple is
9 out of 10.
Yeah, Apple is going to allow third-party payments to go through, but they're going to charge a 27% commission, which is
So
exactly
it's like victory, but no victory at all.
no real victory. So it's like, congratulations, you did.
Congratulations, you fuckers. You got 3% away from us, but we still won. Haha.
Yeah.
All right. Fuck.
All right, let's talk about AI.
AI, hot button issue. Okay.
31% of game developers are already using generative AI
Okay.
in their games. So a GDC survey.
I
came
would
out.
imagine most of that is indie developers, you know.
And it depends on what it's being used on. So, like,
Yeah.
Square Enix has a game called Foam Stars coming out that's being criticized right now heavily because there is AI art used within the game. Now, according
Is that that one that is kind of like Splatoon?
yeah, and it looks,
Foam Stars looks
I think
good.
it looks horrible. But it's 0.01% of the game because they only used it for, like, 4 specific images for, like, album covers. They just wanted abstract art to put up there. The problem with this is, you know, they're saying, like, we need to use whatever technology we can to make games bigger and better. And the issue that I'm going to have with it is that number will not stay 0.01%.
Right.
And it's like, this is one of those things, and I know that, you know,
It's
people talk about a
slippery
slippery
slope.
slope fallacy, but we've seen this.
Fallacy.
We've seen it over and over with microtransactions, with live service elements, with all these horrible game development practices.
Oh, yeah.
And I
So
don't.
how is it a fallacy? It's not a fallacy.
Well, the slippery slope is an established fallacy, but like, I think it is true that I think that we are not going to shy away from the use of AI, especially Square Enix, who is talking about slimming down the number of games releasing year to year.
as soon as it's morally acceptable, these companies will use AI because it cuts down on costs.
Yep.
And companies do not give a shit about anything other than money, unless you have, like, you know, a developer who is like, all right, I want to make my own company. I want to make games like this, and you know, he's fresh, he's new, he's the new CEO, and the first 2 or 3 games that he makes is like that, and then he sees instant success and brings in more people and hires other people to handle certain things, and then that company starts to slowly change.
Or
And then the
shareholders.
fucking shareholders come in and see that's basically the birth and death cycle of video game development studios.
Yeah. Which is a perfect segue into Rocksteady founders have a new post-Suicide Squad game studio. And then we talked about Rocksteady being one of the, like a game company that had made amazing games. Like absolutely amazing Batman games. And then, you know, this Suicide Squad game looks like a giant piece of shit.
I know. I heard rumors of maybe a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles games from Rocksteady, and rumors of fucking Superman, or that was WB Montreal, but still, like, and then we ended up getting this.
Yeah. You want to shoot
And
Colin
then
Polyps?
on Twitter, I don't know if I can find the image for y'all, but like, there's Superman throughout the years in video games, and there's all these pictures of Superman and his character model improving, and then somebody pointed out, and it made me depressed, the last 3 pictures is evil Superman, and we've only had evil Superman for like the last decade or more in gaming, and it's like, this is not a good trend, and I'm like, yeah, you're right, this is not a good trend. And Rocksteady's going to perpetuate it here. So with their live service garbage, that's going to be amazing. And you're going to eat your words, Joe. It's going to be the greatest game of all time that even IGN doesn't really think is all that great.
Yeah, if IGN says it's not good, then yeah, I don't know. I don't think they're trying to be edgy because they always are so soft. A small team of only 100 industry veterans and emerging talents who are committed to crafting cutting-edge gaming experiences that inspire and captivate players worldwide.
Okay.
But I mean, this is brand new.
Pretty standard.
Yeah. And so, but what we were talking about, like if trying to read between the lines and trying to guess what happened, I don't think anyone's happy with the way the Suicide Squad has turned out. This kind of reeks of WB coming in last minute and saying, hey, you're making a really cool game. Can we make it live service? And they go, no. It's like, well, I own you, so can we make it live service? And then they go, yes, daddy.
Yeah.
And then they make it. and
$18 blue gun now.
yeah.
In game now.
It's like, you want blue guns for Captain Boomerang, but he uses boomerangs. It's like, no, I need guns. with
Gamer
Captain
buy blue gun now.
Yeah. And so...
Gamer buy blue gun now.
and that's what WB wants. So
Fuck you, give me money.
yeah. So let's see. According to
I want an Angry Joe plushie with a digital chip in it that you can press buttons, You know, you done fucked it up. Fuck you, give me money.
We can probably find a polstering one.
Yeah. That'd be fucking sweet.
Yeah, the departure from the studio sounded amicable, so like they've officially like left, and even Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment president has said we have the utmost respect for them, and we wish them the best in their new endeavor.
Well, bro, I don't think y'all realize how important this story is. Rockstar is not Rockstar. Rocksteady is no longer the Rocksteady that we knew of the Batman days. This is a different company, so don't just be resting the laurels of the company, the reputation on, you have to check their latest games. This is a See Me League, or what do they call it in the NFL? This is a something league. What you done for me lately? League. That's what it is. And it's like, what have you done for us lately? Yeah, you might have been great in the past, but what are your stats, right now?
I mean, we looked at what BioWare turned into. Yeah, and it's just like, oof.
BioWare is not BioWare anymore, and I'm very concerned over the, Dreadwolf live service, Dragon Age, and then we have live service, Batman, Suicide Squad, and we have live service, Halo Infinite, which we'll talk about in the next video.
You're jumping ahead, yeah.
And then we have live. All right. Great timeline to live in.
Great. Let's talk about Ubisoft now. So Ubisoft director says gamers will get more comfortable not owning games. How do you feel about that?
I fucking hate him. Here's the thing. I hate the statement. And I'm so angry because it's like, yeah, you guys don't own. You're going to buy fucking licenses for the rest of your life. Fuck off. And I love my library of games. This is a green screen over here, but, I've got little shelves of video games, and I've got shelves of board games. I got shelves of tabletop. I like my collection. But, and I can't believe Angry Joe's the one that's saying this, he sees a fucking trend. He knows what's happening, what's about to happen in the future, what's already happening now. And as much as we fucking hate this fucking statement and disagree with this statement, I mean, it feels like that's where the marching is going. And there's like, we're like the guy standing in the way of the tank. Like there's no, like you can't.
Well, we just got demonetized.
Right, in China, my bad.
Yeah.
My bad. Yeah. Did you see that Reddit video where the guy's playing the piano and in Britain? Yeah. And they told him, hey, you can't film here. I was like, this is the UK. This is a public place. Because, yeah. Anyways, getting derailed. But, yeah, I fucking hate that he said this, but is he wrong?
No. I mean, this statement is also true and it's going to piss you off. Microtransactions are going to turn into macrotransactions and will be commonplace in most games.
No!
And that's a true statement.
Yeah.
Gamers,
I mean, it already is.
Gamers are begging to get fucked in every conceivable way by the gaming industry.
It's because they're outlasting us old farts.
It drives me fucking crazy.
The younger kids come in, and that's all they know.
I know.
And so they're like, oh, yeah, this is normal. There's no fight left.
Yeah.
And so that's what the big wigs, if humans had a lifespan of 1,000 years, well, then that would ruin my scenario because there would be more people railing against it. But, companies outlast human beings.
So the young people never knew the time where you would just buy a game and then that was it. You could put it in and it would work. You didn't need to be online. It didn't need all these other things. And it would be done when you bought it.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be one of those things where it's like, holy shit, we have to wait for a day one patch. It's actually 3 months late.
That game sucks. It's broken. Don't buy it. And we're like, okay, you didn't have to also keep track of it and have stewards and fucking librarians checking on the game every day and say, it's good now. Now you can play it.
The DLC made it good. It's like, well, no. If you needed a DLC to make it good, then the base game was bad. I don't have
time to keep up with all this bullshit.
Yeah, and so it drives me crazy. But this guy is right. There are games, and I guess our generation is a little guilty of it too, because I used to rent a lot of games at Blockbuster. I couldn't afford to buy all the games,
right.
And we would rent games that we didn't give a shit about, and if we liked them, yes, we would save up and then we would buy them. But honestly, I don't need to own most of the mid-level games, and it's Ubisoft, so all of their games are mid-level anyway. Like, when was the last time you're like, I need to own that Ubisoft game? It's been
Skull and Bones, man.
Oh yeah,
gotta have it.
Yeah, it comes with a cool big
pirate
ship.
Maybe dude, if it did. Yeah, I
Yeah.
would probably just use that in my miniatures games, Blood and Plunder.
Yeah, but
I have yet to play that one, but I'm hoping to. Soon,
yeah,
AJ.
this is sad as shit. It just shows the direction that things are going in, and there's also a story that came out this week that a YouTuber is going to be taking them on and is going to be suing them over the
A
crew.
YouTuber's going to sue Ubisoft?
Yeah.
For what?
So behind Freeman's Mind. So let me. And so the crew came out in 2014.
The Crew, the racing game. I actually liked it. I didn't get an angry review out for it. There was just so much going on at the time. But yeah, I remember it being like kind of cool, like a community-driven thing where, you just race your friends, build your cars and shit.
Yeah, so the channel's name is Accursed Farms, and he's going to. So the crew came out in 2014, but it's always online. And so because of this is the quote infrastructure and licensing constraints, they're shutting down the servers. And this is not a game that you can just put in and play whenever you want. And he's claiming that it was purchased as a good, not as a service. So this wasn't something that should have expired. So it's like, look, this wasn't sold as a live service game. It was, we expected to be able to play this for a long time. So he's going to see if it can hold up in court.
Fuck. I don't know. That seems like an upward hill battle. Ubisoft's going to be like, well, you could just play the Crew 2. I was like, yeah, but I didn't buy the Crew 2. I brought the Crew 1.
Yeah.
And when I bought the Crew 1, you didn't tell us that this would be a live service game that is going to be shut down completely.
Yeah, so the hope is that the court will see that under no circumstance did Ubisoft claim that at any time they could have pulled it away. And
So, December last year, they said it's going to shut down March 31st.
Yeah.
Unplayable, meaning the Crew 1 will no longer exist in any form in the world.
Yeah.
After March 31st, and this guy's saying,
Yeah, I purchased a good, not a service. You can't just to say that it doesn't work anymore. You have to give me the ability to play it solo mode or something like that.
because he's got the copy on a shelf here, and he's like, oh, so this is a shell, and I might as well throw this in the trash.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, you know what? I want to try to do something about this. Anytime you guys make a fucking live service game where all the I am on his side. I feel like every company that's like, all right, we don't want to pay for the servers no more, I'm shut down, needs to at least have an option to have an offline mode.
Exactly.
Do that last bit of development, save $50,000, $100,000, whatever it takes in order to fix that last bit, or say, hey, community, you can take this over or whatever. Do open license. I don't care, but something needs to happen. So at least somebody is taking them to court. But if he's a YouTuber, I'm sure his resources are limited, and these companies hire these massive fucking lawyers, and I don't. Yeah, good luck, and we're rooting for you, and hopefully we can get something positive out of it.
Yeah,
we'll keep track of it, but I'm not.
I can definitely see in the future that they have to put something on the box
That would
that
be
says
so cool.
On the box it says like, hey, this game is online only. When it goes away type thing.
Temporary license.
Yeah, I mean this is kind of what Ubisoft was talking about. That he's like, look, this is the way things are going, and I don't want. I hate. For the sake of just telling you all of the facts of the case, I'm on this guy's side. Fuck Ubisoft.
Yeah.
But honestly, when you have licensed products within a game, that's not perpetual. Even some Star Wars games have had things pulled off. Star Wars trailers have been pulled down on YouTube because music licensing goes away. The license to use a specific gun name goes away. A car brand. Those things go away, but honestly, if you're making a game with those licenses that can go away, you need to let the consumers know so that they just choose not to buy it at the time.
Yeah. We just want an offline option. That would be the right thing to do, and that would be the middle ground, but companies are going to fight against it because it's more development for a dead game. It's like, yeah, well, 27 players play this game. Why should we pay for that? Well, because
you're legally required to.
When you sold the game at 5 million copies a long time ago, when you made all your money, that's when you should have done it, and then you could justify it then. But all right,
they'll give 27 people their money back, and that's it.
Probably.
They're like, oh, you're playing it? Fine. Here's your money back. All right, that's what I got for this one. You got a couple throw on?
I got, some rapid-fire ones before we get to the bigger video, our second video. This first news story is PC. PC domination. PC is the dominant this decade, as 2/3 of devs say they're targeting the platform. So, obviously, PC Master Race, I enjoy the PC, mainly because it's convenient. We edit our videos on the PC. then we play our games, then we record using all the devices. I do miss the days of relaxing on my couch and leaning back or being on my bed and just fucking gaming. But I do love PC gaming, and it says here when they surveyed 66% of over 3,000 devs surveyed by the GDC selected PC far and away ahead of the most other popular platform. So it's like, okay, well, where are the consoles out? So 66% for PC, 35% for the next console. What do you think? What console do you think?
Switch.
Nope. PS5.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. GDC calls a humble personal computer the dominant platform, as even new entrants like Nintendo Switch's successor. It's just a moniker for right now, because we don't know, what Nintendo's going to be doing for their next console. But they listed it here because developers are probably already looking at developing shit for it. So, yeah. Let's see. That number is been at its highest this decade. In case you're wondering, 2020 it was 56. Then it was 58 in 2021, and yeah. So now we're at 66%. So that's good. I enjoy the health of the PC because there was a time where consoles were getting all the love, and then PC was getting shitty ports, And
now we are getting shitty ports now.
Now we are getting
every
shitty ports,
PlayStation port's a piece of shit.
Yeah, but there was a time. Yeah. Anyways, next one is Starfield has its biggest update now.
Is this the patch where it gets fun?
No.
Oh, then I don't know.
Because when you boil it down, it's basically bug fixes and some visual updates. And also, if you have any pet rocks, they're gonna disappear. So.
Why?
Yeah, because it's fuck you. You can't have fun.
Oh.
I guess. So we're getting visual and lighting upgrades to certain areas, bug fixes to animations, quest lines, and abilities, and that's about it. And you won't get a pet rock following your ship anymore. I think it was like a bug that was like a cool little thing, and then they're fixing that.
Oh, so it was a bug that was fun, and they're like, oh, got to cut that out of the game. You can't have fun in this piece of shit.
Yeah, so Bethesda has promised more substantial updates coming in, I can't find it. Coming in February.
Oh, no, yeah, I think we did a news story on I think it's February.
Yeah, so we'll see. Starfield is still chugging along, trying to fix their game. And then one final one for this one. The finals. I've been asking for the finals. We like the game. We want to see it add modes. We want to see it add shit that's worth buying to support it. Because so far, none of that shit I want to purchase. The finals added a solo mode.
Is it good?
Unfortunately, I don't recommend it. At least Morgan Park doesn't recommend it. It's a free-for-all banquet mode, and it's just he's saying that it has it's flashy, it's new, and I do appreciate that they're adding to it, but I think it needed more time to cook. There's a lot of notes here on when you're. The thing with the finals is it was built for a team game. You've got heavy, you've got light, you've got medium, and then when you take all that shit away and you have heavies running around on their own, lights running around on their own, it's a little chaotic. So that's patch 1.5.0, and they also nerfed the popular nuke strategy. I'm not going to tell you what the nuke strategy is because it was too powerful, but they nerfed it. And so Embark, which is the company that runs the finals, they're already running into, the same problems that it takes. A free-to-play game, how do you keep it fresh? How do you keep it new when you have this big spike of players? How do you retain that?
Well, what's crazy is some of these games are designed with monetization in mind first. Like, what was the HyperX, the Ubisoft one? And there was a bunch of other... They were like, we'll
the
pay.
one that they were paying people
Yeah, we'll
to
give
play?
you $15 to play this game.
We can't even remember the name.
I think it's HyperX. It wasn't?
No, it's fucking Ubisoft Battle Royale pay to play. No, you're confusing. You're combining X Defiant with Hyperscape.
Hyperscape is what it was. Okay. Yeah, it was, it was Hyperscape. It was
HyperX.
Yeah. So Hyperscape came out, and the monetization was there first.
Yeah.
Now the finals is great because as a
Hyperscape is also vertical, like the finals is, but in my opinion, the finals is a better game than Hyperscape ever was.
So I think the finals they developed the gameplay first, and then the monetization was tacked on at the end, which is great for me. But it's like honestly, it's like I want to be able to play your game for a while. You have to have some monetization because if you don't make money, you go out of business and I can't play your game anymore. Yeah. And it's like you need to have someone that's developing things. That's not. Don't sell me a watch.
And the style it kind of sucks because you can have the most amazing game, and then your skins developer could be of a certain style and persuasion, and like they're like, oh, people are gonna love this. This is gonna sell, and he makes a motorcycle helmet that has
cat ears.
Cat ears, right? You know, and yeah, that's gonna appeal to some people, but you also have to make, I don't know, a fucking badass looking gun or something, you know what I mean, to appeal, try to appeal to multiple. But what the final seems to be doing is like we have a certain style, we have a certain niche, and we're staying within that. And if you don't like, you know, the styles within that, then you're not gonna buy anything.
Look, I'll do it for you. Make it so your whole team can dress up in full samurai armor. Can you imagine big heavy and samurai and the light and little
samurai? Everybody loves
samurai. Ninja,
I would buy that one.
Do whatever. How about astronaut? So you could be heavy in a giant astronaut suit and you're running around. Look,
pay this man.
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with y'all?
It's like you have no interesting skins, and so I'm reluctant to buy skins in any game, and it's like you have nothing that I want to buy.
So the finals have the solo mode if you want to check that out, but a lot of people don't recommend it. And yeah, all right. So that's a lot for the first video. I love these. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting us. Our G Fuel flavor is now out now. We got some restock of that, so please purchase it. It goes directly to supporting us. Every single tub sold helps all three of us out here. And we'll see you on the next video part 2 and on the next Angry Joe show. Bye, guys.